Welcome to your magical moon message. This is the Peace Dealer. Really quick, just one perpetual reminder that you are worthy of everything you desire. Whether you struggle to feel and believe that, all you have to really do is believe that. Start visualizing and seeing every single scenario in which you are experiencing what you desire and really feeling how you are worthy for it all. And as that imprints in your subconscious mind, you will start to see evidence of this throughout your day. Okay, the moon in Aries is sixth house to the sun in Scorpio is going to integrate with the sixth house transit. The authenticity and individuality of this transformative wisdom that your pure energy is going through. Scorpio season transforms the quality of the energy with which you pour your focus and heart into anything, so that through this purity and apotheosis, you can ascend into Sagittarius. Relative to every Sagittarius season that we've ever had, ever since the past 20 years, this is going to have you ascend into your godhood more so than ever. When I say godhood, I'm speaking of faculties of your own brain and soul that enable you to harness activity beyond what is considered normal, or what is considered natural, Taurus. Supernatural is Aquarius. So with Uranus in the sign of the natural, ruled by the sign of the supernatural, and Saturn in the sign of the supernatural, you are actually, from a mental and physical sense, strengthening the neural pathways for your body and mind to understand your role as creator, as your mental world and reality creates your physical reality. Saturn in Aquarius, once every 30 years, does this collectively, but for you has been strengthening the knowledge with which you program your reality. And Uranus in Taurus is the physiological awakening of your senses in order to be more susceptible and process the supernatural mechanics of these dynamics. In other words, you have been doing this your whole life, but the reason why you notice the sequence and causality of synchronicities more so than you did before is that separation is an illusion, okay? You can see this spiritually, where, you know, we're all one. We all have souls. We're all souls having physical experiences. We can look at this scientifically, where you are entangled with other electrons and atoms. The light that refracts from your chorea gives you this illusion that things are separate and a distance. But if you were to actually see what's happening, there are like a near infinite amount of like atoms and electrons that are all connected, that with this physical earth gives you the illusion of density because of how like slow all this vibrates. I have to do the run-in-the-mill quantum talk, you know what I'm saying? I just to say that you've probably heard this talk like 50 million thousand times, so I just want to say this real quick. So with that being said, let's add astrology to this thing. Uranus in Taurus is your ability to actually process this dynamic as it's happening real time, and Virgo season every year integrated in your behavior, the ability to actually experience this as you co-create with the universe, blah blah blah. But the reason why this is important with Saturn getting ready to come out of Aquarius is, unlike you just strengthening your sense and ability to manifest what it is you're creating, Saturn in Aquarius is giving you more knowledge than ever of what you've been doing. That's why you're starting to connect with people like me, or so many people in the community around you that have knowledge relevant to what you're wanting to do or grow or understand. But the crucial part about this is that Scorpio season on the South Node is now unlocking a whole weight in your DNA, okay? The core of your DNA structure, an unconscious facet within your psychology that bridges the depth of you to this physical, sensual facet of your being, is being completely unlocked. And because we're having this eclipse with Saturn in Aquarius, the effects of the stress of everything happening externally around you, but also of unseen and quantum dynamics happening within the world that exists within you, are, if anything, supernovaing and now facilitating during this transit and full moon some of the most unique integration and subsequently transformation of yourself out of your own habits and mortal being into a more eternal facet of yourself. It's a fancy way of saying you're becoming God more and more, but that's just so misleading because you never weren't God, a creator, a judge, someone responsible for your reality. Everything that you desire seeks you because it all exists within. I truly never used to appreciate that every time I heard that, because I used to think about it so much until I took my power back and I realized that manifesting external, environments or coming to see something external is not what gives me that happiness. It's what I'm already creating. I'm not faking it. I have to actually create it. And then this is what actually vibrates it in. Not because that I had to do that to get that, but because that's what I'm actually putting out. So who are you? Who are you? Like, it's one thing for everyone to kind of take up that ideology, but who are you specifically? How do you understand who you are in this equation to transform the results, effects, and causality of everything that you are now creating? You've decided you're not a victim of your circumstances. Right now, as you're watching this, you are creating your reality. The reason why, and thank God, it doesn't happen all the way instantly, is that you can reinforce through repetition more of what you want to create, which gives you more understanding and leverage over how you create it. Hence the Virgo aspect of things. So a transit like this is going to prepare you for the full moon. Transit like this, once you understand how to feel authentic, right? The moon in Aries is going to help you understand who you have transformed into, and more insight towards this. When the moon was in when the sun was in Libra, we were with the full moon completing how we express that understanding of who we are. Now we're taking it further on the South Node, opposite Uranus, to very radically innovate how we transform our dynamics with other people relative to this understanding, which gives so much more courage, which gives so much more passion and boldness towards standing up for yourself. The biggest challenge with the moon square Pluto is going to be you against the Goliath, the Capricornian authoritative structures that give you false ultimatums so that you forsake yourself. Those of you who stand your ground and basically call that bluff will break through and gain everything you want, because you did not forsake your soul to gain the world. The only reason why forces will use very manipulative, deceptive tactics is because they don't have anything they could do to you. They have to lie to you so that you do it. If they could do anything, why are they trying to tell you to do? You know what I'm saying? So you being able to read between the lines is very key, because this level of integration, moon 6th house to the sun in Scorpio, is going to help you understand, which for many of you, when we talk about manifestation or stepping into reality, the reason why you are blocked is because you feel like you have to do anything else to get what it is you want to step into. You have convinced yourself that I have to do A, B, C, and D. I have to be this person to get this person's attention, but that's a lie. You are already more than worthy for what you desire. So you have to actually sit in the highest connection of your true self, not the you that's buried in insecurities. That's not who you truly are. You have to sit in your true self that knows and is receiving everything that's worthy. You have to see it. You have to feel it. You have to believe it. You have to live it. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Oh, moon in Aries, 6th house of Scorpio. You are creating that lifestyle. And most people don't understand who they are because you've either giving your power away or you've denied who you are. It's time to claim that again. You're going to understand who you are in this. And this is going to add an authenticity to how you make this a lifestyle because you're going to apply this understanding to yourself towards every reaction and situation that will have you now fulfill more of what you're creating instead of kicking in the old narrative. And this is going to, now that you break through in this integration, this transit is going to be like your whole life. You've been manifesting, but like it's almost as if something was clogged. And now you're looking, there was a knot on the hose. You're going to unravel this knot and it's going to be, and you're just going to be a bloop, 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 bloop. And it's just a subtle shift. And once we go into the full moon, that's the whole full moon harvest. Now you're harvesting the ability to manifest on command because you're so much more in alignment with understanding who you are. It transforms how you integrate these abilities and powers into your lifestyle. Okay, so that's the first facet of this. The next facet of this is all out war. In this alignment with who you are, this is going to polarize you so much more extremely with who you are not. Nothing real can be threatened. And so you have forces out there who are hyper threatened by others who expose the truth about them, not pointing fingers, but just by being themselves. And by a result, it exposes the falsity of when you live a lie, someone else living the truth is going to make you intimidated because you a lying ass motherfucker. And all you do is lie. And your whole history and lineage is basically filled with lies and made up lore and all of that. And, now it's showing. So what we see with this here is the more you will be aligning, okay? The moon that will be getting higher in degree to Aries will increase the potency of you aligning with yourself as it squares Pluto at the end of Capricorn. This will now create more extreme resistance and polarity in the form of outside influences who may project their negativity at you. It is okay for someone to disagree with what you think. It is okay for someone to actually openly call you out, but it is not okay for someone to do that out of integrity. So for anyone who does that out of integrity, Pluto is destroying them. This is objective. This is where you don't want to be out of integrity too, because Pluto will also murk you too. This is where you want to maintain integrity, where you don't have to really fight someone or hit someone. The most revolutionary thing you can do is just double down on your own authenticity, to just be yourself. Okay, seriously. In a world that wants to put you in a box and label you, to really represent that, the understanding more of what that is, you're going to integrate. But I'm just saying, with that Pluto square, be very prepared for you to be tested, like many other people will be tested on really maintaining what you've understood, because you're going to understand it, and then in standing in it, that extreme opposition or disagreement towards it, because there are going to be people who resonate just like there are people who don't. Are you going to fold, or are you going to break through? If you break through, you manifest this victory in the full moon. If you fold, you are effectively emitting vibrationally to the universe that you are not worthy of what you deserve, and that the true you is less important than the false narratives that govern the world. You are in this world, not of it. And so if fear could be used to influence the frequency with which you emit, that's the whole purpose of this test. There's nothing you'll go through that God didn't prepare you for. These godless beings have to use fear in order to intimidate you. That's why they hate prophets of God. All these people who you're seeing try, they're all God's people. They're all prophets of God. Regardless of if they're white, black, Middle Eastern, Chinese, It doesn't matter your race. Anyone who speaks the truth and stands for the truth represents God. It's literally that simple. You're seeing all of them get tried, and you're learning what success truly means. It's not about the money and the glamour. That's not God blessing you with that. It's when you pass on $20 million to stand true to what you know is true in front of millions who see that money can't change you. That's victory. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. That's what a Saturn return in Aquarius looks like. Godspeed, y'all. Stay blessed. Peace.